Papa Squad, coming at ya. Hey everybody. It is what the hell day is it? Saturday, the 27th. I have cat fur floating around. I'm also very unshaven. Wow, I'm just noticing that in the monitor over here. Um, got a couple of really good recommendations today. One is the one we're going to do here, which is Captain STEEZ, or Capital STEEZ. I've done that so many times in my head. And then another one that somebody recommended was a band I have never heard of before, but I'm interested in looking into. But this Capital STEEZ just looked way too interesting once I did a quick Google search. Lighter Shade of Brown is the other band. So Sergio 5150, I see you. And I will probably do one of their songs tomorrow. The first song that came up and the first song you listed was on a Sunday afternoon, so I'll probably do that one. But that'll be tomorrow. Today, Aqua Invades just commented like an hour ago to react to M.I.A. by Capital STEEZ. And the name seemed interesting, so I did my whole Google search here, highlight and search, and came up with a song by him. I'm not sure if this, yes, this is M.I.A. And then he actually has a Wikipedia page, and I gotta say, I love that there are Wikipedia pages about rappers and artists, anybody really, right? Like if they've made any sort of meaningful contribution, and I think honestly anybody who's ended up on a list of top songs of a year should have some kind of entry online. I know that's hard to do because I know Wikipedia has gotten much more difficult to deal with in the past however many decades. But man, it would be great if people who know about these artists could start contributing and get that information out there, because we're going to lose it all. That's just flat out how it's going to be. And it's a shame, because I've certainly found a ton of stuff on here that I have loved. And there's going to be a lot more people who are going to want to find this stuff. So it would be great if we could do that collectively. Just I'll manifest that in the universe. No, I don't believe in manifesting. So anyway, Capital STEEZ. This is, I said this was interesting, but it's interesting for a really bad reason. This guy, born in 93, which is the year after I graduated college. I'm not old. But he died in 2012 at 19 years old, and he died by suicide, which kind of sucks. He was definitely up and coming. He and a friend, so born to Jamaican parents, his dad died when he was 3, went to public school, formed a rap group with a good friend of his in 4th grade, so what is that, like 9 years old? But man, his friend had an awesome name, Jack the Rhymer. That is a good name for a rapper. Anyway, he continued to be interested in music and continued to rap, and in 2012, he released stuff 2008, 9, 10, 11, and 2012 uploaded a song called Survival Tactics to YouTube that was listed on the 25 best rap lines, so it must have been a particular line that was good, in 2012 by Spin Magazine. Pretty impressive, but this is also, I was going to say impressive because it was something he released online and it got traction, but I mean, we're now in the age and have been in the age of sort of the democratization of popularity or of celebrity that we really haven't had before. So, like, if you happen to put something out and it catches people's attention, you suddenly can be famous, or at least YouTube famous, which can count quite significantly. As we saw recently by the leaked, like, payouts from Twitch earners. I'm a D&D player, so I'm aware of Critical Role, and they made something like $9 million in the last 3 years on Twitch. That's for a very niche product. Music is not niche, and it's impressive that this guy managed to kind of break through and get attention. I'm really bummed that he ended up killing himself, jumped off his record label building. Sucks. I don't know what was going on with him. Sounds like some pretty bad depression that went untreated, or suicidal thoughts and ideation, and he must have just said, "Hey, I'm doing great. I'm gonna go out while I'm on top." Or he said, "Maybe this is all a lie, like Cobain did, and I don't understand why people think I'm so great because I'm not." Who knows? I don't know, but it's a shame. Anyway, Courtney Everald Dewar, or Dewar, I don't know exactly how they pronounced it, Jr., known as capital STEEZ, is the person we're going to listen to, and this is M.I.A., unreleased track from 2013. This would obviously be posthumously after he passed in 2012. And an ad may pop up here as we start this, but let's see. It does not. So he was raised Christian, in his teens converted to Rastafarian, and then started getting into some crazy YouTube, I'm sure I would call it garbage philosophy, but I'm judgmental. I'm actually not. I just really hate magical thinking. But I'm really interested to hear this, and if I really like it, I really want to find more by this guy, because it sounds like he was pretty interesting. So let's jump in. This song is just over 4 minutes long. I have zero idea how it is. I hope it's really good. And this is the song that he got attention from Spin for, and it is M.I.A. from capital STEEZ. Okay. Again, listen to the music that's playing in the beginning here. It's like some old, like, baking soda commercial from the 50s or 60s music playing, and then he comes in and raps over the... Absolutely insane, the sort of music that they end up using, and then it just gets called hip-hop, even though it's not originally hip-hop at all. It's originally... who knows?
I'll be your locksmith, be my accomplice. Mission impossible accomplished. I'll be your locksmith, be my accomplice. Mission impossible accomplished. They say love is blind, and sometimes you never know.
Good voice.
But it's a thing you find and you never want to let go. You gotta free your mind. You gotta see the signs. Open up your eyes. Open up your eyes. I don't know what.
So, that's the first 44 seconds of this song, and like I said, it starts with that music that totally sounds to me like an old commercial, just a sample from part of a commercial. TV commercial is what I mean. And then he starts coming in and rapping and singing. He's got a good voice. And then the like little bit of music here going on in the background.
Open up your eyes. Open up your eyes.
That just sounds like some kind of weird sampling of xylophone music. Like, where does this... It's just the craziest stuff.
I don't know what love is. I still tend to use the word like in the wrong sense. The best thing I had, I was in a rush to throw away. It ended on a note with nothing more to say. Let alone drop the pride and try to make a far old mistake. We want it all, but on a larger plate. I learned too late, you can't have her. I brought the silver platter, but it's like it never mattered. Now, we can do the unthinkable. My mind's post-grad, but my heart's back in middle school. People say moving on is always the hardest thing to do. Cause even then, I'ma think of you. My one and only, you're the first of many. The best I ever had, or the worst of plenty. But if I had a second chance, I would be a better man, just to ensure that you won't forget me. I never knew a love like this, so no way I never give it up that quick. In each day I learned a bit about myself, so disregard all this confidence. See, we all do it, we're all human, and I don't know it all, so we can walk through it. And I know sometimes I talk foolish. If you have the slightest doubt in me, then I'll prove it. I lost love, so what's left to lose? What's next to prove is when I'm next to you that I'm a better man, and I'm far from perfect. I'm just hoping you'd accept it too, and if not, I can't blame you for that. I gave you more than enough reasons not for taking me back. But on the same note, it's a reason to try again. I understand you don't have to invite
Got a little
me in.
louder.
When you tried, I shut it down quick and early. We both know how I handle things immaturely. One thing that I learned about love is no matter what they say, picture perfect is never certain. Women learn faster than men do, but this is something I would gladly rekindle. See, you're probably thinking this was easy to write, but the first two went through half of my pencil. Love isn't a crime, and it can build the most simple of minds if it's given with time. And this is all I can give you of mine, a piece of my heart. And if you didn't wanna listen, it's fine. It's all I can give you of mine, and if you didn't wanna listen, it's fine. So I'ma just sit and rewind, reminiscing, cause you're just another victim of time. They say love is blind, and sometimes you never know. But it's a thing you find and you never wanna let go.
I can also see why this song kind of stood out to people, because this section here with the singing and earlier on when I stopped, it kind of gives me a feeling of like, because it seems very informal, like it seems like they're just kind of standing around doing this. It kind of seems like a street corner doo-wop group singing, or a couple of guys out performing, and it's a really nice feeling. Like it feels really good, and I think it's a really cool choice for this song. I'm liking this quite a bit. It's sort of a laid back, again, very honest. Like you can hear the words he's writing and saying are from his experience, and kind of things he recognizes about himself and things he's learned about life, and it's very good.
You gotta free your mind, you gotta see the signs. Open up your eyes, open up your eyes.
Nice. Cut everything back. What is this? Totally bluesy. Wow. And right at the end, it calls back that little bit of the beat that was in there, or the little bit of the melody that was in there earlier on. Really, really a neat song. I can see why this caught people's attention, because it's really pretty cool sounding, and it has just a generally nice feel to the song. Like, it's a great song. It's also interesting to me, because obviously we are living in a world where, well, we're living in a country in America where there's huge problems with racism and just systemic racism, and I absolutely 100% admit that exists. I'm not one of those deniers who's going to look at all the evidence and go, "Oh, that doesn't look right." Yeah, no, it's terrible. But it's funny because I know rap and hip hop is generally considered almost exclusively a art form of the non-white, right? There are certainly some very popular white rappers, and I'm sure there's a ton of white rappers, but it's generally considered to come out of, black, brown skinned people's experience, and I think that's for the most part appropriate. But the thing that I think ends up happening because of that, and because there are so many terrible racist people in the world, is that they don't listen to songs like this that get into how this guy at, who knows, I don't know what year he wrote this, but it came out in 2013. He died in 2012 when he was 19, so he wrote this probably when he was probably 19, maybe 18, maybe 17, who knows, because who knows how long it takes to write a song, or this particular song. And they don't hear that this kid goes through the same sorts of thoughts and things in their life that everybody else does, because instead of listening to this sort of rap and hip hop from an artist like this, they listen to the violent stuff, the stuff that's all about drugs, the stuff that's all about sex, the stuff that's all about partying, like, and that just confirms their bias. Like, these people are not as good as us because they all they do is talk about having fun and killing people and doing drugs, and that's just not at all true, because there's songs like this and artists like this and like Immortal Technique and like so many people that we've listened to that have taken the art form and turned it into something like really personal, as opposed to speaking like Grandmaster Flash and the Furious Five did way back, or Melly Mel way back when with The Message, which was very much social commentary. There's been a ton of that, and there's been a ton of all the other party music, but then there's also this sort of music that's like honest, low key. Here's what I know so far about life, and I think that's a shame that that stuff doesn't get more attention, because it's really spectacular. Like, it's really great. Um, I can see how people are so attached to hip hop and rap because it has things like this, and I think it reminds me quite a bit. I wasn't around for this time period. It wasn't even born, but like uh, when the folk music wave hit America and people like Bob Dylan were so popular in the 60s, it was the same sort of thing. Like, these people were expressing the thoughts that everybody else was having, and all of a sudden everybody could hear, like, oh, okay, I'm not alone in that. And that's exactly what this sort of music is, and it's great, and I love it. Great song. I am gonna have to check out more by him, and I wish there was gonna be more, because I really do feel like this was just the tip of the iceberg. Maybe he felt differently. Who knows? I don't know. But anyway, thank you for this recommendation. It was really great. It really was, and I appreciate it. So, Papa Squat, checking out. Please like, subscribe, and share, and have yourself a good weekend. I hope your after Thanksgiving weekend is going well and is not crazy, and there wasn't horrible fallout from doing things with your families. Good night.